system. I think, like I mentioned to you, can we maybe there's certain things that people definitely want us to cover? Should we ask everybody now what certain things want to make sure are covered?
Yeah, sure. Please ask away, or if you want to pop them in the chat box or the question box, we can kind of cover them one by one. Obviously, I'm happy to demo the system, and as I go through, questions arise. That's fine. It's also important to bear in mind that the system is probably 98% there now. We're just fine-tuning, refining. So there will be elements you probably want to change. So we don't need to go into tiny, minute detail. We just need to know that the system's working, and you guys know how to manage it and work it. Is that cool?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is everyone there?
I don't know who's here. Who's here? I don't know who's here.
We got Bev, Eddie, Kevin, Nathan, and Sean.
Oh, okay. This is Kevin. For me, I think it would be best that you, Matt, just go through it, and then we can pick up the things as we go along.
Okay.
Is that what were you going to do? Were you just going to go through setting it up again, or like you've done on the video? Is that how it was going to go, or?
Well, just to kind of get an idea of where people are struggling, what people are struggling with. So I know people I've looked at some people's events, and they're not quite set up just quite right. And I appreciate the systems differently to what you're used to. So obviously we're looking to go live in the next few days. Well, early next week, and we don't want you to lose potential custom if we don't get the event set up right and stuff. So yeah. So
okay. Well, Matt, if you want to, go through it, and then we'll obviously pick things up, and we can make notes and yeah.
Okay.
I think for all of us, I think the main thing is obviously just making sure, because the content management side of things and how to update the actual front end of the website, I think people, know how to do that, and that's quite straightforward from watching the videos. I think it's the back end, making sure putting events on and courses on, and making sure everything sort of functions there. So should we start with that?
Yeah, sure. So what I'll do, I'll set up a single event. And then I'll go through the process that a user would see when they're logging on and booking it, and then how you can manage the orders yourselves and different aspects of that. And then once that's been demoed, I'll come back and change that event into a recurring event, so it's like a course. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just give myself a little bit of room. So on your calendar, obviously, when you log in, sometimes it might be set back to like August or a different date. If you want to click on the Today tab, it'll bring you straight to today, so you don't need to kind of jump around and do all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to navigate to November. I'm just going to set up a single course here. So I'll call it Matt's Test. Price, pretty self-explanatory. You should all have this now. If not, just give us a shout and we'll set them up for you. And then the date.
How easy is it to add extra things into the drop down?
That's controlled by admin, so that would be you guys. So, well, myself or you. So, if you want to add new course types, we'd have to show you how to set them up for the peeps. Okay. So, one thing I noticed someone was doing yesterday was they were setting the event time to PM, so it's 12. They were having trouble setting up their class, so we're setting it from 12 PM to 1 PM, and it wouldn't let them set the course up. Simple reason being because it was the start time was after the end time kind of thing, before the end time kind of thing. So you need to make sure you're not doing that.
So 12. So just. So I'm obviously a bit stupid. So 12 a.m. is the midday one, is it?
Yeah, so 12 a.m. is midday, 12 p.m. is night time.
Midnight, is it? Okay.
It's an easy mistake because I was like,
I don't think that was me, but I always thought it was the other way around. So
yeah, that's fine. So obviously description, you can put whatever you want in there. There's formatting tools, so you can kind of set H1s, H2s, all that kind of stuff. I'd encourage you not to mess with all this stuff, because we've set up kind of styles for you. So if you kind of use the H1s and H2s and stuff, you should get a nice consistent style. Then we got class options. So I think it's quite explanatory. So because it's single class, if we want the price to be increased, what we're looking for is a price product. So if we say select price, and then we can add whatever you want to add in. So if they wanted lunch for the day, for example, say add lunch, and then just the amount you want, and then add the value, and then press save option. You can't re-edit that now until you press save. You'd have to come back in to re-edit it or delete it and start again. I won't touch that because obviously we're going to set up a single here. Images, we are setting up some default images for you to work with. Let me just grab what I've got, which we'll share with you, because I've noticed some people are whacking up 4 meg files and stuff, and it's going to killing your page load speed and stuff. So I'll send you out some images. There we go. So discounts. So the discount tab now, you've got 3 ways of doing discounts. So on repeat class, I'll come back and talk about that when we do the repeat class. But you've got the child discount, so you can set as much as you want for any additional child. So if you had, say, 2 children booked on, it'll give you 50% off or 10% off the total booking for any child you add past 1. And then your coupon discount, you can set any code you want, and again, you can kind of send that out to the guys and say, look, I'm running a course next Tuesday, book by Thursday and I'll give you 10% off or something. And yeah, that's it really. So press save.
Can I just mention about discounts while we're on that, Matt?
Yeah.
Eddie, do we not currently, don't we give 10% across the whole booking if they book more than 1 child?
Yeah, if they book more than 1 child, yeah, you give 10% off. But you have to set...
We give our customers 10% off the whole booking, don't we?
Yeah. Well, actually, 10% off any booking. Do you mean if they're booking for 1 day or 2 days, or?
Yeah, that's what I mean. But if they book more than 1 child, it's 10% off the whole amount.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Because Matt, that won't do that, will it? At the moment, the way that's set, can that be changed?
It will, won't it, Matt?
Yeah.
It's for the. It's after the first child, isn't it, Matt?
Yeah, let's have a look. So, yeah, so as soon as you add a second child, it applies the 10%. Is that what you mean?
Does it apply the 10% to the second child only?
Well,
it's off the total amount.
It's off the total because, yeah, it's taking 10% off, so it's taking £2 off £20 for 2 children, so it's 10% off the total. Okay.
I just thought I read on that discount thing, I think there was a bit of text that said discount will only be applied to the second child. I thought there was a bit of text on there.
Okay, yeah, save 10%.
Back to your discount part.
On each child, okay.
You mean where it says save 10% on each additional child?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean, with where it says that above?
Yeah. But that's not what's happening anyway. It is actually taking 10% off the whole booking, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can change it. We can change it.
Maybe we can change the wording then.
Yeah. It doesn't. To be honest, if it's an academic point then. If it's actually taking off the whole booking, that's what we needed.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Do you want the discount to come off the options as well?
Actually, I mean, that might be something that we can do, because one of the things that I was going to mention, Matt, was obviously when I was setting extended days. So I was booking a child in for a holiday course, So I was setting it as 5 days, and then I was choosing extended day for each day, but then it wasn't discounting that, was it? So is there any way around that, or that makes sense?
Yeah, so it's not applying the discount on the options. So
no, so we could.
Well, it needs to, doesn't it? It needs to come off the whole booking.
Okay, shouldn't be a problem.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Options. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so did you all see how I got back to that to preview my course? So I'm just previewing how it's going to look, how it's going to read currently. So all you do, your course will be loaded there. Click on it, and you've got this little globe icon, and that'll take you through to the booking page itself, and you can kind of see what it's going to look like. Yeah. So I'm getting all this because I've registered a child on my account, and obviously I've got my kind of data here. So what I'll do, I'll sign out now, and I'll go through the booking process of a non-registered user, and I'll kind of walk you through that. So what it does currently, it kind of signs you up as you book in, so it registers you automatically. Let's make sure. I can't remember what I set up now. That's no good. I'll use this one. Yeah, so if we go through, there's nothing on that one. Sorry about this. I forgot what I set up. Sorry.
What, you mean just?
Yeah.
It was just called Maths Test, wasn't it?
It's I'm just going to search for, because obviously they can search for. Set up for November, was it? There we go. No, there we go. That one. Okay. So if we go through, so you got your test code stuff there. I'll do a bit of style work to improve the look of that a bit, but they can take that code. Currently, it doesn't show any data for the child. So what we're working on currently is you will have something here saying register your child, so that it won't let you push that button. So it'll be locked down, or a little pop-up will come up and say you need to register your child's data. So that's what we're currently just finishing off.
Use the word details as well, Matt. I think. Yeah,
I'm aware of all that stuff. It's all right. His language is worse than mine, so I'll make some changes. Currently, it's forcing you into the registration page, but again, we're going to get that a lot nicer. So that should be done hopefully tomorrow, Friday, early doors. So I've logged in as myself, and what it's doing, it's pulling the child data into there. So as you can see, it's pulling in who you want. And say you had 10 children in there, you can kind of just tick who you want to join this course, or we're going to have a little button there to add another child if you need to and stuff as well. So does that all make sense? Any questions on that?
Can you go through as if you're going to edit or add a new child? Because when I tried to do that, I was having some issues with it. It was putting up a message to me every time I tried to do it. So could you just go through that and see if you can add another child or edit the existing child's details?
Yeah, I was getting an error earlier on a club address, which I think was like a conflict, which we were just fixing now. Okay, so change that back.
do all fields have to be filled in to go to the next stage, or
no?
Right.
Yeah, so that's done. Yeah. See, I was getting this address. Yeah. So
what's that mean?
it's something to do with your franchise tags. So it's all right. He's looking at that now. He's aware of it. So hopefully have that fixed ASAP.
Because will that always bring you back to that page there?
Yeah, once you've registered, it'll take you back to the page you're on. So it's like a cookie. So there's a cookie put on, and it'll bring you back to the booking page that you were on.
What, automatically, or?
Yeah, once you've finished registering.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Like I say, that's the last bit of work we're tidying up now, to kind of make sure it's working as we need. Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
On the I can't, because obviously we're looking at your screen on the web thing. It's all out of focus. Either that or I need to get my eyes tested again. Probably a bit of both. So I can't really read it. But is there a date of birth in there?
Yeah. It's
okay.
It's there.
There. Right. Okay. And is this policing the age group that you're putting on this course?
Not currently. Age group.
I mean, is that something you want it to, I mean, it can...
It needs to do that, Eddie, doesn't it? You can't say you can't not do that, because if you're booking the internet, you're going to get people putting 3-year-olds on.
Yeah.
If you're running a Key Stage 1 football club or a Key Stage 2 football club, you don't want people putting what they feel like they want to put on the internet. Yeah. You need to restrict people's ages, otherwise you're going to get a mishmash turn up.
Yeah. Is that I suppose, because at the moment on the, is that something that you can work on, and I suppose because when we're creating the events or courses, there's nowhere where we put an age band, is there?
No, I wasn't aware it was required. Okay, I'll add it. I'll add it to the list and see what the what work's involved to get that locked down.
Okay. I mean, Kev, are you happy if
on the existing site you just simply you put they've got to be at least 4 and no older than 12, for example, or whatever, and that will just stop people putting anybody through if their date of birth doesn't fall into that calendar.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want that to stop us going forward. If
it's not fixed by October, it could be.
Yeah, well, Matt, you've got 6 weeks. I think you can hit that deadline, yeah?
Hopefully so, yeah. Yeah, it should be fine. Like I say, anything from now on should be just refinement. So the bulk of the work's done, the system's kind of working. Obviously,
that's not refinement, is it? That's like a piece of that's a bit of program writing, isn't it?
Yeah, so we'll have to kind of add that in. So
yeah,
I've added it to the list. I'll have a chat with the guys and see what work's involved. Probably get swore at, but yeah, that's fine. Cool. So carry on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've selected that child and pulled him through. So the cart, we are looking at the design as well, because obviously it loads a lot of data in. We are aware that if you have a course with, say, 10 children on, you're going to end up with a very long scroll. So we are looking at that. I'd like to move the buttons at the top as well to kind of make sure they can just check out straight away and stuff as well. But we are looking to condense that currently.
How would that work then?
Ideally, you would just show. So we've got option test. So currently it's just showing that I haven't booked it, so it's got 0, 0, 0. If you haven't booked the options, it'll just lose that, so you wouldn't show that. But if they did book the options for all the week,
you have a long list. You have a long list, right?
Yeah. So
that can remain.
No, that's what I was just saying. We are aware of that. We do want to condense and improve the cart. It's just not been considered as a vital requirement at this stage, but it's on the radar. We've got it as a thing to do. Okay, so check out. This is where you can enter your code and press next, and that applies that to the total. So I gave 10%. Was it £1 off, I believe? Can save their details, and then when we get through to this, has everyone checked that they're receiving PayPal payments? Okay.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. It's important to know that PayPal is linked to your email that you are registered to on the system. If not, it won't go through. I'm not going to use PayPal here because I don't want to spend 50 quid. But with the check and voucher, the only difference is that will take you off to PayPal. And I'd advise you test this yourselves. So set up a course, go through the payment loop. Just set up a course like £1 and go through the payment loop and make sure it comes through. So I'm just going to set a check. What it does, I don't think this is set correctly, but it's showing you where they need to send it. But this probably needs better wording as well. So we probably need to say, in order to complete your booking, you'll need to send the check to this address, and that's pulling off your profile. So again, it's probably worth going through and checking to make sure that that's pulling the right address in there for you. And if not, just give us a shout, because I can't go through and test everyone's for you. I need you to kind of let me know that that's pulling the right stuff through. And then, if we want to complete it, we do that.
You didn't go on the childcare voucher thing there, Matt.
Go on check. I went on check, didn't I? Yeah, I went on check. Check and voucher work in the same process. So what that will do now, it will ping you an email saying that someone has booked on using a voucher, and you'll be able to come into your account, and you'll have a tab called orders, and then what you'll see is a red line, and you can kind of say, right, I've received the payment now, or they've sent me the check, or they've sent me the childcare vouchers. I'm happy, and then you can authorize it or complete it. And if you press OK, and it will show in their record as well that it's pending or it's not complete.
Yeah.
And again, I think we need to work on the emails that go out to say, like, you must send us your check. You've not confirmed your place, kind of thing, until you send us the check, and then that will go green. And we've got to set up so you can see what's happening, what's on what. If you want to see who's booked on, it takes a few minutes to kind of show on, but what you'll see when someone's booked on, you'll see like a little cart icon around here, and that'll show someone on the course. To see there, we've got like a little black icon for a cart. If you click on that, then you've got a thing that says orders, and then you can click on this attendees tab, and it'll show you who's booked onto that course. So that'll just show you all the people booked on for that course, and then is there any way
of formatting that so it's
a bit nicer
in an Excel spreadsheet? Or
I'd have to speak to him, but I think at the minute it's just done so you can print it off.
Okay, yeah.
I'd have to see again what's involved.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, any questions based on?
Yeah, couple things. On the childcare voucher, you don't have the option to put in who the childcare voucher provider is, so we can follow that through, or do you?
What, you manually add who it's from?
Yeah, the customer puts in, I'm paying by Eden Red or Fair Care or whoever. because otherwise it's a nightmare trying to sometimes marry up which vouchers when they come through. Got to marry it back to the order to get the, to clear the pending status. Some of the companies don't. Some of the voucher companies aren't very good at referencing the payments. Some are really good; they give you the parent's name, but others don't. So it helps if we actually know what means a voucher somebody's paid by, so we can eliminate by the amount. It's easier to sort of drill it down.
So it doesn't need to be a tick box in terms of options, Matt. All they need to do is just type it in.
Who's the childcare provider? Who's the voucher provider?
Okay. I took that down.
Can you also change the word from voucher to childcare voucher?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Next one. Anything else?
I don't know if this is just me, and it might be, which means I might end up in a hole with this, but I actually use the web portal as a till for courses. So what I mean by that is that every booking, regardless of whether they put it in the post to me or whether they text me over the phone, I put all orders on the system so that effectively, I've got a one-stop place where everybody attending that course is registered. Also, it's good for data capture as well, because obviously then we're capturing data of people who haven't necessarily booked online. To enable us to do that, then obviously there needs to be a fourth payment method. Well, if they put it in the post, you can use the check option, obviously, but if you're taking a booking over the phone, then technically you need to be able to access that customer's account yourself and put the payment through, and then we'll put the payment not through PayPal but through another payment merchant, and we normally call that offline payment.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember we discussed this before.
So there's only two things in that really. One is it can't be that difficult to just add another payment option, which is called offline payment, because you've already added two others, haven't you? So you just got to add a fourth one to select. It's the same as a check. It's exactly the same as a check. It just allows them to put the order through without completing the payment. But it's just, instead of called check, it's called offline payment. So that shouldn't be too difficult, I would have thought. The main question then is, though, are we going to be able to log into a customer's account?
Yeah. So what you've got here is a tab called Customers.
Yeah.
If you click on that, that'll show everyone you've got under your bookings, whoever's booked in before, and you'll see a little button that says log me in as so-and-so. So if I click on that now, that takes me to their profile. So now I've just logged in as Eddie.
Okay.
And then you can go through the whole. You can go and find the course.
You're effectively acting as them. Yeah.
You are like, you've become their admin user essentially.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Yeah. So
that works. That works. So really, it's just it would be nice aesthetically to have a fourth payment option, which we call offline payment. So because the payment is basically cleared straight away because we put it through straight away on another payment terminal.
Okay.
And when we're at the end of the course, Matt, when we're trying to reconcile payments outstanding, like check payments or voucher payments outstanding, it's easier to differentiate the mechanism of payment, be it a check or an offline payment. Because if we use the check one, then we're never going to be sure whether that was something we put through our own terminal or whether it's somebody who owes us a check.
Okay. Yeah. Obviously, it identifies which way they've paid here. So you've got check, voucher, blah blah blah.
Which is perfect, but we just need one more.
Yeah, that's fine. One thing we are working on ourselves is like a way to filter those payments, so you can kind of set view all checks, and it'll filter everyone that's paid by check and stuff like that. And we do want to have a running total of all orders and stuff eventually down here. So yeah, it's in development for foreseeable future. So But yeah, adding that offline payment shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. Will that take into consideration retrospective payments if you say it's a work in progress? As soon as that is made live, that will take all those retrospective payments and give you a total from the previous orders. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like I say, we're in development with early phases for that, so I think it's probably worth looking at that again in more detail on a separate time.
That's the politician's answer, that is.
I know. Can
I add into that? If when you get that running total thing, when you're looking at that project for the running total,
yeah,
whether it be possible to do it via date range.
Yeah.
Reason being is, again, because I put all the courses through on this. As I said, I use it as a till. So what it does is that running total is effectively how much I've taken on that course, or those courses collectively. So if we were able to search that running total via a date range, it would stop me having to zero it down at the end of every course.
Yeah. Okay. No worries. Okay. Like I say, that's very, very early phase development. So I would probably share with you what we've got in the pipeline on that before we actually go in and get too dirty in the code and stuff. So yeah, I welcome any advice or kind of options you'd like on that as well. So I'll share that with you guys in more detail when we're ready to look at it. We've just been focusing on getting this ready and working.
Cool.
Okay. So anything else you want me to cover on this bit?
That all kind of looks like it works. I think, yeah, it looks fine.
Okay.
It all seems it's just that, just what we already said. That's it.
Cool.
So Matt, it pulls in all the orders off the system, not each individual franchisee's orders. Is that right?
So that's your order. So that's.
It's just our orders, okay. But the order numbers, yeah. Okay, brilliant.
Yeah. So
on your webpage, it will just be the orders that you've taken on that that subpage, won't it?
Yeah. So I wouldn't see like Wolverhampton's. I'll only see mine.
Yeah.
We have got your Excel spreadsheet of all the current customers in the current system. What's going to happen when we upload that? When we go live, we'll upload that and send an automatically generated password out to the user. Just say, like, here's your login. So it'd be email and password. So we haven't uploaded it yet because we didn't want it to go out. And then that should then show your customers all in here as well. So anyone that's been on your stuff before should be then inside your customer list as well. And then
Would their passwords work, Matt? The passwords that they use on the old system, or do they have to?
But the problem we've got with that is it doesn't kick out the passwords on the on the export. So I can't see a way around it, to be honest. The only way is just giving them an auto-generated one.
So as a customer experience, first time they go on it, they're gonna put in their email address to log in. What happened there?
They won't need to register because we've kind of matched up.
But they'll think they'll know that they're already registered. Let's say, so they therefore go to put in their email address to log in.
Yeah. So what we need to do is send them an email just saying, "This is our brand new website. We sadly couldn't transport your password, but here's your new password," and they just go straight to the login page, use the email address and the password, and that should take them into the dashboard.
I suppose also for data protection reasons, we could say, couldn't we, that a new auto-generated password's been generated. You can put it back to your old password once you use this the first time.
Yeah. They can change all that stuff. They've got their tabs here, personal details, and they can kind of change the password at the bottom here. And again,
they've got to get in first, haven't they? So what will happen is they'll they'll have to. You're saying we'll notify them in advance, so they'll go in, they'll put in their email address, and then what they'll say is allow me to reset my password.
So it's an auto-generate password.
The system will auto-generate them a password, so it'll be some random password, and they'll just go in and put their.
What, for existing members?
Yeah.
Right.
Like I said, the export from the current
system. They won't know what that is, though, will they?
No, it'll be in the email.
Hey?
It will be in the email. It will go with the email.
Oh, so the system will send them an email to say, go on your website. This is your password, which you can reset when you go, okay, yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So I'll just quickly cover off the setting up a course. So like I said, now it takes a few minutes, but that's showing a booking now on that tab. So what I've noticed as well, some people, and I used to make this same mistake before, is when you're setting up a repeated class or a course, always leave this set to the same date. Don't spread that across to, say, the Friday. Otherwise, you'll kind of mess with the data. So what you want to do, just leave it set to the day and just set your time ranges. So 4 p.m., 9 a.m. And then obviously class options, we can add and edit as we need. Didn't want that one. And then the only difference now is on the repeat. So if you did want to set up, say you were doing the soccer school every Thursday, you could set it to go weekly. So you can spread classes out across, like, say, a 10-week period. And then you can come back in here and say, right, they can only come, but if they book 5, so they have the minimum they can order is 5. But obviously for a week course, you just set it to daily and set it to 5. And then you have this complete course discount. So I've set mine to 10, so 50 quid for 5 days. So if I say I'll give you a tenner off if you book all 5 days, we've still got our discounts applied there. And then just press save. And then it will kind of do that across the calendar for you. Also, what you'll probably notice is if people are only booking, say, the first 2 days, you might get different tallies on different days. And it's up to you how many you allow and stuff. We've not set a limit on that. You can kind of change that here, do what you want to do, and then press the button. And then obviously...
I don't understand. Can you say that bit again, Matt? I didn't understand that bit. That last bit you just said. About tallies or something. Okay,
so obviously what the site does now, so each day, each class is bookable, so they can book individual days. They don't have to just book the whole course. So you might find that someone comes on, just say, the Monday, so you might end up having, say, 10 bookings on Monday, 5 Tuesday, 5 Wednesday, 10 Thursday, and then 7 on the Friday. Does that make sense? So the system's not set to kind of limit that. So I don't know if you want to give them a bit of wiggle room in the capacity or how you want to manage that, but you can kind of see what's happening on these little totals here.
You've got different numbers attending every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's going to happen, isn't it? So. Yeah.
Same principle will apply. You'll be able to click and do your attendees tab here. So if you needed a printout or a spreadsheet for each day, you can kind of jump on and grab them from the system.
What does that spreadsheet give you?
Just who's booked on. So that just shows. So currently that's all it looks like. So you can kind of print that off.
I can't read that.
size.
That,
yeah, that's all it's doing. So currently it's just saying the date of the course, one attendee. It's just got my name.
Let's tell you what date you're coming.
Yeah, so that was just for that one day. So I've actually selected it on that day.
Can we do some work on that to make it appear like what we would use as a register for the event?
Yeah, it needs refining. I do admit that. So probably worth chatting about that offline, about what you want in more detail. So.
Did that have the contact details? So Matt, if even as we stand here now in its current format, if we print that off every day and give that to the coaches on site, reason we normally do that is so that they've got a register on site of who's at the centre, what the child's name is, and how we contact the parents, and whether there are any health issues or allergies applicable to that child. Does that thing actually? Because I can't read it, so my apologies. But does that actually say all
that? It can pull in what you need to pull in. So obviously, if they've filled it out in the in their profile for the child's details, it can pull that in. So we just need to tell it what it needs to pull in. So that's just a bit of work on our.
If you were printing that off, Matt.
Yeah.
So whether a class, an evening class, or a day at a holiday centre, if you were to pull that off, you'd want to give that to the coach who's running the course.
Yeah.
So he's got that effectively as information about the customers and the names of the children and the issues, contact details and stuff. That's the only reason we'd want to pull it off. Do you know what I mean?
No, I understand the reason being we've just got it working.
I think that needs to. Yeah, we just need to work on that a bit, Matt, don't we?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. The thing is, Eddie, if we're running courses and we don't have that next week, and we don't have that, how else are you going to know, other than you'd have to stand there and manually take that information again at the point of entry?
You will have those details, won't you? Because they'll be in your CRM. But I agree with you. It's a job that needs doing.
The person at the centre where the course is taking place needs to have that information on site.
Yeah, so we need to make sure that's provided to them. So we will have that information. Well, you'll have either it'll be in your database, won't it, of all their contact details. But I think, Matt, it's not a big job, is it? Surely just getting it to, pull in the right information that we need.
No, it's basically they're attributes of the registered details. So it's just a case of saying what attributes need to be pulled into the list. So it's not a biggie.
No, I think that can be done, Kev.
Yeah, that can be. It's not a big job. It's just.
Personally, I think that's quite an urgent one.
Yeah, we can make sure that's done.
That's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So the key information, Matt, is parent's name. You don't really need the parent's address, to be honest with you, because that's already in the central database, and we don't need that at the centre. For data protection, you better not to. So you want
shall I send Matt a register? What we need to
take it off there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. So yeah, I think. Is there anything else you want me to show you? Because I've kind of ran through how we set up the course, and obviously they just check out as they would on that.
See that holiday course you've created, Matt?
Yeah.
Can you go through it as a customer for us?
Yeah.
Can you go back to the previous page a minute? I'm talking about, when you go to the home page and you look at course to attend.
Yeah. Let's have a look. So, I'm just going to. One thing I did notice people weren't doing was setting the addresses on their courses.
While you're on that, Matt, I noticed whenever I go back and edit something, so I've only done in this last 2 days, but when I went back to edit it, it keeps defaulting back to a Staffordshire address.
Oh, okay.
And if I forget, then obviously I have to go back again and reset it. And it always seems to happen when I edit something. So I go back and edit the page, then it defaults back to this original Staffordshire address, Channock Wood or something.
Okay, that's no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll set that up. Okay, so 26th for the 10th. I'll sign out.
Right, see that. Right. Okay, so what you've done there is you've just put in a postcode, have you, or?
Yeah, so that's my postcode here.
Yeah.
It only asks for the first part. It doesn't ask for the full part.
So that's why my West Wickham one is coming up, because that's the one that defaulted back to that. It's got a Staffordshire address on it now.
Yeah. So that's.
See this one here?
Yeah.
It's got a Staffordshire address. What I was talking about. Anyway, right now you see the button where it says book a course. The green one.
Yeah.
Right, Eddie.
Yeah.
Do you think that's misleading? Because it says book 1650, so or £15. So it's basically telling you a daily rate for something that most people will be looking to book for a week. I think it would be better not to put a price in there.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, let's move. Just leave it as book this course.
Just put book a course or book this course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's that button. Also, Matt, if you look at, I can't read this, so again, apologies, so I might be wrong, but when I was looking at it yesterday and this morning, if you look at the second line where it says starts on it, it gives you the start date.
Yeah.
And it says it repeats daily for X number of days, which personally I think is a bit convoluted. It would have been better for it to have said it's running from Monday to Friday, but I don't want to be too pedantic. But
yeah, it's pulling in class duration. That shouldn't be pulled in, should it?
And then if you look at class duration, it says 60 minutes, so that has to stop because that's completely.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you can't change the format of the way that sets out, where it says it starts on this day and repeats daily for 5 days. You can't change that, Matt, without a lot of work, I take it.
The problem you've got is it's kind of getting the balance between the two of like a single class that is only 60 minutes and then a course that is, because it's the same system in essence. So that's the challenge really. So it could be probably worded better, and it shouldn't show when there is a way to stop it showing class duration. But yeah, I can have a chat and see what the best way to fix that is.
Because a holiday course generally will run like on a Monday to Friday, won't it? I mean, Eddie.
Yeah.
Evening courses like the one that we've just looked at before this one, that would normally run for a period of 10 or 12 weeks, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd run a term time, yeah, so typically up to 12 weeks.
You wouldn't want people to book that on a weekly basis individually then?
No, you'd set it as a repeat. You set it as a termly one, a weekly event. Well, that all shows one course though, wouldn't it, Matt? So just say, starts on this day, weekly.
Will people be able to select, do they have to, can you set it up so they have to select the whole course?
Yeah, so when you're on your course setup, let's have a look. So on your repeat options, you've got minimum number of classes to purchase. So if you...
Right, so you're paying 12 or 10, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
they can't, they have to book 12 events in order
So when they go on to that, say that soccer school, do they have the whole 12 weeks listed and they've got to tick them all, or does it automatically do that for them?
So let's have a look. So it'll show all the dates. So you'd have, say, the 5th, the 12th.
So they've got to go down and tick all those,
But
because they've got a choice. But
if you click on that, it'll tick them all.
yeah,
So
I know it will. But the fact that you've got every week listed would imply to a customer that they have a choice.
Yeah. So you could...
And really, what you want to do is say, I'm booking this course for 12 weeks.
Yeah.
One-off purchase. Starts this week, ends that week. That's what I would have thought.
Yeah, there's a fair point. Is there any way around that, Matt?
I'll have to speak to the power that be.
I thought you were the powers that be.
I wish. Yeah, I get your point. That's fine. Okay.
Okay, so can we go back to that holiday? Because I've digressed a bit there. Can we go back to that holiday? You know the bit where you were looking at the holiday course you put on? They were looking at the bit of the... Okay, you see this here, Matt? So I can't read it again, but so that course duration is 60 minutes, so we know that's got to come off. See the bit where at the bottom where it says trainer?
Yeah.
Right. Does that have to be there?
No, you can take that off.
Eddie?
Yeah. No, I agree. The word trainer implies it's more like...
Well, not only that, but it defaults to the person who set the course up, Eddie.
Yeah.
So they'll also add them, or they'll say your mum, or whoever's logged in to put that course on, they'll be put down as the trainer.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. Can we remove that, Matt?
The name's always going to be wrong, and the word trainer implies something wrong, something differently anyway, doesn't it?
Yeah. No worries.
That must be quite easy to take off, I would have thought, isn't it? So.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was that. I've got another point about the whole thing here in a minute, but I'll come back to that. Can you actually click on that course for me, Matt? So that it says book the course. Right. Okay. So you see where at the top it says class cost.
Yeah.
It's not a class anyway. It's a course.
Okay.
And it's a bit misleading again because you've got this issue because it's defaulting to what is effectively been put in as a daily price. Which would potentially encourage people to just book it on a daily basis, or potentially could give people the impression that it's $16.50 for more than one day. So I don't know whether it's better to take that off altogether, or whether you can change that.
With this one, yeah.
Yeah.
You can change the wording. That's a kind of quick.
Is that what we put? Do we put that in, or just the system pull that in from?
Just pull that in.
Yeah, that's pulled off the class when you set up the first event.
Right, yeah.
But if you go down 1, 2, go to the third paragraph where I've copy pasted something off one of our old courses from the old site, and it says cost. This was previously manually. This was automated and pulled down from the system because we'd set up different price bands. So say your daily cost is this, 3 days, 4 days, or 5 days. So there's different prices there, and that was all pulled off the system because we set up different price bands. So it's either that, or we do it manually as I've done there, and we take this thing at the top off.
no way for the payment discount to work in that way on this.
No. So you're better off then letting us manually put that in, as I've done there, and take this off here at the top, this class cost thing. 'Cause I think it's just misleading.
Yeah, no, I think it can be, or the wording's got to be per day.
Well, whatever the wording is,
per day,
what price you put on there. You can put a daily price, Eddie, but I think you're encouraging people to book a day.
Yeah. No, I'm happy for it to go. I think because the cost will be quite near the top anyway, won't it?
You can manually put it the way I've done it there. Yeah. I copied it from the old site, so you can type that up yourself quite quickly, couldn't you?
Yeah.
So across the board, in terms of would different franchisees use it in different ways?
Yeah.
So like you might just prefer to get courses booked, but someone might allow 3 days. So someone might say, right, I'll allow them to come to 2 days out of a week.
Yeah.
Because that's the balance. You see, it's getting that balance between the two. Because if you lose, yeah, you can still add the cost and stuff. But when we get down to this part, or if it's only showing the week, the course in its entirety, you can't have that option then, can you? So
they have to have the option to book whether it's 1 day, 2 days, or 3 days.
Yeah.
I think the point is around the headline figure at the top, isn't it? Is whether that.
Yeah, you're jumping onto another point that I want to discuss in a minute, Matt. But it's just at the moment we're just talking about whether we show this at the top.
Okay. Yeah, that can be changed. It's just the label, so we can either hide it or set it to day cost or what.
Personally, I would take it off.
I mean, you could have the weekly cost there, couldn't you? Or what do you think?
I'm happy to put the weekly cost in there because if you can do that.
I'm sure we could book the whole course for $59.50.
Instead of class cost, you put weekly cost $59.50.
Yeah, that's fine.
Or you could put from $16.50 per day. But
well, I suppose then you're going down the route, like you said, Kev, where you might be encouraging people just to book
daily. Just put weekly cost $59.50, yeah, or whatever we.
Will that only pull that information in, Max? Obviously, on that where we make it repeatable. To get that figure there, that relies upon someone putting that figure, doesn't it, in that box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if someone didn't put that figure in, then that wouldn't appear, would it, at the top? If we put it at the top.
No.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's pulling day cost, and then that's when you set your group discount.
Yeah.
Do you think that should be at the top? Or would that mess with some of the styling?
We can put that data there and style it up a bit differently. It's not an issue. It's just what you prefer.
Okay. I think it would look better to replace the class cost with that button at the bottom that encourages them to book it weekly, because it also saves them having to tick all those boxes when they get further down the page.
Yeah.
And they're only having to default to that if they don't want to come all week. They want to select what days, so it's more customer friendly, isn't it?
Yeah.
This pink box.
Yeah.
I'll put it into the screen. You can't see me, idiot. This pink box at the top would just be nice and simple, wouldn't it? You just say, right, click here to book for the week.
Yeah.
And if anything, it'll be encouraging to upsell, won't it? And
yeah. Do you want to look at that, Mark?
What, pulling that up here as well, yeah?
Pulling it up, yeah.
Instead of, or both, yeah.
I'd have both. It's usually... Some people will scroll and read, and then you'll get other people that know the system and just go, right, that's how it works, and book it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's that. So yeah, I think there is for me, and it might only be for me personally, a little bit of a logistical issue now, because the way it looks, it's set up. You've got two options. You've got a daily price, or you've got a block booking price of 5 days, or for the complete duration. And we have been aggressively selling 3 and 4 days at discounted rates.
But are you losing potential revenue? That's my question.
I think it's the market that we're in, though, Matt. You know, you got people in the area that are selling 3-day courses for that sort of price. Yeah, if I have to start charging people £50.
I mean, how many of the customers? Because I mean, we don't do that, Kevin. I think that you know, there is a point that you might be missing out on, you know, extra potential revenue, and I don't think the customers will probably they'll notice. I mean, I don't know how many out of 100 people would book for 3 days or 4 days. I don't know whether that. I don't know. I don't think you will have any issue with that personally. We've always just done you only get the discount if you book for the week. We've always just done it, you know, just to encourage people to book for the week.
Mm.
I think as well. What if they?
At the end of the day, I've got no choice, have I, on this one, because I'm probably the only one that's got that issue, and it doesn't do it unless Matt probably has to do a load of program writing to make that happen. So there's no point talking about it, because I'm just going to have to put up and shut up on that one.
I think you'll benefit from it, honestly, Kev. I think I really do.
Send a couple of your lads down the week before half term when the phone's ringing off the hook, because everybody that's looking for it won't be able to find it, and I'll be ringing my office to find out where it is.
I mean, the only thing you could,
people's customers' experience, right? That's generally, and you can tell me that I can send an email out, but you know as well as I do what the readership of that will be. From a marketing perspective, you'll be lucky if you get 20 to 30% of them read that email properly. So the phone's going to be ringing off the hook, and that is what it's going to be.
I mean, if it is an objection that people are giving you, then you could set up a little discount code or something.
Yeah, I will do. But what I'm saying to you is that type of thing is going to generate an awful lot of telephone traffic, and that
I don't think it will. I mean, we're both making assumptions, and I don't think it will.
Let me just test something.
For another day.
One. Let me just have a look, see what happens with this. Is the option for you then, Kev, just setting up a course like a week, so it is a case of they can only book that week? So in the calendar, you don't give them the chance to book individual, choose what they've got. You just literally set from Monday to Friday. Set a price of £100, and then just literally that's their option. That's all they've got. Obviously, the wording would need to be tweaked and stuff. And it does say here now, 16th of November till 20th of November. So, do you know what I mean? Like, that's an option.
So what you're saying is, I could effectively, it's a bit long-winded, but what I could do is I could set up.
You're going to end up with multiple courses of one course, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, if you don't want them to book individual days, I think that's your solution.
No, but we do though, Matt. Unfortunately, we want it all, don't we? We want people to have the flexibility to do what they want. So we'll want some people who just want to go for 1 day to be able to do that, or 2 days. So 3 or 4 day courses. How difficult would it be to create those extra courses then, Matt, and then hyperlink them from the other course page? Is that possible?
Yeah. So let's have a look. So that's our reference for the course. So
say that was a 3-day, a block of 3 days.
Yeah. So if we have you got a link button? No. Currently haven't got a link button, but I'm sure we can add a link button in there for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is an option. That would be a workaround.
So there might be a workaround we can look at. Is what we're saying, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Right. So we go back to the. Can you go back to that booking page a minute for us? You know, the one we were looking at just now.
Well, it wasn't that one.
But... yeah. So we're going to move this pink button at the top. So if they want to book for the whole week, that'll effectively that one. Yeah. So we'll move that to the top. And then you've got this list here of various optional days. And Eddie mentioned earlier that if we put in extended days or other options, we create other options. People select them or whatever. At the moment, the discount doesn't apply, but you're dealing with that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So how can we do that, Matt, and giving them a, because we do want to give them a discount on the extended day if they select all of them.
It's a bit coding, so I will add that. Shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, basically, the discount will need to come off the whole shebang, won't it? If there's more than one child on there.
Yeah, that'll still do that, won't it, Matt?
Yeah.
That does that now, doesn't it?
It doesn't do it to the options.
You're saying it doesn't do it doesn't apply to the optional extras.
No.
Yeah, if you can do that, and if you can do it if all are selected, so i.e. they select all of them for the week.
Okay. Anything else?
Can you just scroll down a minute? I've just see. I can't remember. So you start there, complete the booking. Yeah, and what you're saying is, if the customer who's already set themselves up will have all this detail underneath here of the children that they've registered. So they're just selecting them in. What's this My Class thing? I can't read it.
It's My Data, I think.
Oh, My Data, is it? Sorry, I can't read.
That's all right. Yeah, just need
that gives their personal details, yeah.
Matt, will that be styled to look a bit better?
Yeah, like I said to you earlier, mate, I'm just waiting for him to finish and then I'll jump on and make it look pretty.
Yeah. It's a personal thing, this one, but on their, when they're putting in their details, can we come away from using the word of problems? Because problem suggests that it's an issue. I think it really should just say health matters, or just put health/allergy or something. But problems, I don't know about you, Eddie, but I think the word's atrocious.
Issues? No.
Issues, yeah, health issues. It's just problem. Just sounds like it's a problem child, doesn't it?
Or maybe health issues /allergies. We have a few of them anyway.
I changed it on our letter actually. What did I put? Let me have a look. I put health on my letters. I put health awareness.
I think health. Yeah, health awareness, health issues. I think.
Allergy. Yeah, rather than problems. Can we add another button saying behavioural issues? No.
Can't do that. That's the World Cup day. That's when the World Cup kicks in. I don't know.
He's gone off on something else, then.
Sorry, I was just talking to Adam. Just come in. I was just talking to him. Sorry. Was there a question?
No, I just said, can we add a button called behavioural problems? No. Anyway.
Sorry.
So I'm done on this page. So I was going to just go on to this one, unless anybody else has got anything.
Matt, can you just tell me who's still online?
Just the three of us.
What happened to Nathan and Bev? Did they?
It dropped off about half hour ago.
Right. Okay. Okay. Carry on. Yeah.
Do you want me to carry on?
So, what was I going to say? So, are you all right with that now, Eddie? Yeah. So, if we're going to complete your booking.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you scroll down. I think you've tidied this up already, haven't you, since yesterday, Matt?
I've done a bit of work on it last night, but it still needs a bit more.
Because I think yesterday I was going to make the point that this then proceeded to list every single day individually, but it looks like you've done something about that. Have you, or I don't know?
No, I don't think it. Matt has. I think there might still be a bit of work to do on that styling on the order, isn't it? I think you mentioned it anyway at the start, didn't you, Matt? Just trying to condense it a little bit because it ends up being really long, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think the thing is, Matt, to give you an idea, give you a flavour of it. And this will only probably happen a couple of times a year, but predominantly in the summer holidays. You'll have a customer that will go on and in one order will book 5 or 6 courses in one order.
Yeah.
So they'll basically book their kid in for the whole of the 6 weeks. And that basket there, that invoice, whatever we call that, order confirmation, is going to look like a toilet roll, isn't it? Because it's just going to be a long list of all the different days and all the different options that they've selected for what could essentially be up to 5 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's on the list. Does need tidying up and tightening it up a bit. Like if they haven't selected an option, it doesn't need to show it on the cart and stuff. So currently, it just pulls everything.
Even if they have selected the option, it's going to show up the number of days that they've selected it for. And if they book a weekly course for 5 days, it will show up as 5 different lines, won't it?
Yeah.
So if you imagine somebody books a week's course, that's 5 lines, with 5 extended days, that's 10 lines, times 5 weeks, they're going to have an order detail sheet with 50 entries on it. It's going to look like a Costco delivery.
I mean, it's a fair point, Matt. Is there anything we can do with that?
Yeah, like I say, it's on the list. It's on the list to look at.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was wondering if it just needs to be a summary of some description, if we can do it. When's that likely to get to the top of the list, do you think, Matt?
Well, currently I've got the forcing the collection of child data as number 1. I've got the attendee list details as number 2, and then he's fixing bugs that he's aware of. And then, would you prefer to get the little bit signed out, or do you want this
Anything that's short jobs, you might as well knock those out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say this would be within next month or two. This will get like real focused on.
I think for the October half term, Eddie, you're not going to get, are you, that scenario of people booking, you can only book for 1 week. I think if it's done before Easter.
Well, don't tell him that, because he'll leave it till Easter.
Well, Christmas then.
If you can do it in the next couple of months, Matt, that'd be great.
Yeah. Okay. No problem.
Yeah. And then you'll look at all the styling issues, won't you, and get all that before we go live.
Yeah, I'll tighten it all up.
Right, let me just flick through. Done that. Did you get that note, Matt, about the address defaulting whenever I edit the page? Yeah.
Yeah, I got that.
And the drop-down menu on the home page, Eddie, you're going to manage that, are you?
Is it only digital admin?
Reports and your drop-down menus. Can you go back to the home page, Matt, a minute? Sorry.
Is that just? Did you just say myself and Matt can add in extra? Is that right, Matt?
I think Matt said, Eddie, that you are the administrator. So is this drop-down menu that's under your control, Eddie, isn't it?
Well, Eddie can edit it. I can edit it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything missing on there, Kev?
Yeah. So can you just open it up a minute, and I'll try and read it. So what's that? Soccer school.
You've got soccer school, dance classes, tennis whiz. Multi-sport fun weeks, dance holiday course, gymnastics holiday course.
I think, well, you probably want
Matt, can I add one in?
Well, we've got things like out-of-school cheerleading class, out-of-school street dance class, soccer schools you've got on there. So I suppose that comes under dance classes, so that would work. Dance class, can I see that menu again? Sorry, Matt. Dance classes is what you refer to as evening or weekend things, yeah? Eddie?
Yeah.
Soccer school, art-wise.
Yeah.
What's under that? Tennis whiz.
We can maybe take tennis. I don't know actually if anybody's doing any private classes. We tend to just do it in schools.
Yeah, so I'll take that off personally, but it doesn't really matter. Then you've got multi-sport fun weeks, and it says dance holiday course, does it?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything missing on there.
Matt, can we take tennis whiz out and add gymnastics classes? Because we do some evening gymnastics classes.
Yeah.
But we can add things to that anyway. That was the main point, isn't it? So that's
Yeah, I think I've done a video on it for you, Eddie, but I can show you in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Well, the only thing I've got left to cover, which I think we'll probably be able to figure out. I think one of the really positive things about this site is I really like this home page, and I mean on this one, which I think is Eddie's one, it said to find a sport course near you. But I think you might have you changed that on mine? I can't remember now.
Should be. I think it's a site-wide property, I think, so it should have been applied.
So Eddie, that find a sports course is a bit limited, isn't it?
Do you just want it find a course near you?
I think it should be just find a course, yeah.
Can you maybe put find a course near you, Matt?
Let's do it now.
Let's do it now. Boom.
Now we're on.
So that's one job not on your list.
That's done off the list. Right, that's better. So I really like this bit. Steady on chat because you gave me a compliment here. I really like this bit of kit. I think it works really well. I saw it on one of the sites that I use for advertising, childcare boffin do a very similar thing where you put your postcode in and it gives you everything that's within the vicinity of where you live. So I really like that. And I think that'll work generally really well. But if you look at, can you go to the top menu bar, Matt, your nearest club, and click on that for us? And if you scroll down, right, it hasn't come up on this one, but on my one, anything that I've set up is now listed at the bottom of this page.
Yeah.
Have I done something to make that happen, or
no?
I don't understand.
That's
on Eddie's one.
We set that up so it lists what's available. Let's just.
If the date range is current or something, it would appear on there, right?
Let's have a look. No. Do you know what page it was?
It was that page.
I'm not on your one. So I'll go to your page. Which one is it? South London? South East London?
South East London. So mine still says find a sports course near you. Do you see that? Why's that then? You changed that, haven't you?
It turns out it's not global. That's annoying. 20 times already.
It needs to go onto your list then, Matt.
Oh, okay.
You can do mine while we're here, since I'm the one that sat through the webinar. Everybody else is pissed off. Right. Yeah, so where it says book a course, at the top blue, see that there? That's appeared on there now.
Yeah, that's a feed. So what you've got the ability to add. There's a block called event list type. So
I've added that in myself, have I?
No, we did a while back. So what you can do, so what you'll find on different programs. So if you've got soccer schools, for example, so that it will just load in. So what we've got.
Will that be styled to look a bit meta, Max? It's a bit.
Yeah, so you could say soccer schools and then only show soccer schools on that page.
Yeah. Okay, so we can edit that.
Yeah.
We can edit that, Matt, to do what we want it to do, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I can just multi-sport. Can you put more than one in there? Or do you have to, or I could do 2 boxes, one for multi-sport and one for dance clubs or something like that?
Well, you've got your own pages.
Dance, yeah.
So you've got dance, so...
Actually, but holiday course...
I'm just looking at it, Matt, sorry, I know that and we can do all that, but I'm looking at it from a customer's perspective. So they're on our homepage and some will go straight to that yellow box and fill that in, and I think a lot of them will, to be honest, so that's good. But some people who are a little bit sensitive about data capture on websites might say, I'm not filling that in. So the next thing, if I was a customer, the next thing I'd look at is what's on that top menu bar, and I'd pick this up.
Yeah.
Because I want to shop at the moment without giving you my data.
No,
I'm now on this page, and I want to see what's going on. So I've set that box up, or you set that box up so that anything to do with multisport is in there. What about if I put in a dance club, because a dance holiday club, would that appear there?
You can edit it so everything appears?
At the minute it's set to all event types, so any event you put in the back end for you, so it needs to match your postcode. So if it doesn't match your postcode, so that's what I was talking about with the address as well. So if it matches your area, your postcode, and it will show in that stream.
To what circumference?
I'm not sure what he's set it to.
Because I'm geographically, that West Wickham one is like the furthest point away from me at the moment. But obviously there's nothing else, so that's the only one that's coming up. I would imagine when I put the others in, they'll all come up first. So what I'll have is 5 different events on that page.
Yeah.
Now, again, that's going to be like a long list all the way down that web page, isn't it?
Yeah. Ideally, obviously.
You can take some of this stuff out, can't you, Max? I don't.
What this stuff? Is it, yeah,
like trainer's going to go, isn't it, and stuff like that. I think it could be styled a bit better, can't it?
Yeah. So you've got the ability. Well, we can spread it so it is a bit more compressed. We can style it to be a bit more compressed. Obviously, no one's really had any data in there to see it streaming down, but obviously that's quite a long page.
That won't it? Once you've got, because if I take October, I will have about 10 different courses running.
Yeah.
I'll end up with 10 things on that page, won't I?
Yeah, so you'll end up down here.
But if I'm living in Southeast 8, will it be listed in order on this page as well as what's closest to me?
For what I know, the search is based on closest first. Closest and date. I'm not sure if it's date or closest first. It's been a while since I messed with the search, to be honest. But off the top of my head, I think it's search, so location, and then it's date. But again, without testing it, I'm guessing.
Because for October half term, it will service it quite well, really, because there'll only be one course going on in each location for that week, so it will work quite well. But
I think it works.
When you get to the summer holiday next year, that page could potentially have 50 courses on it.
But it won't have all of them, will it, Max? If it's only pulling in it from a radius, is that right?
Yeah, but my radius, Eddie, is already pulling in the furthest afield.
Okay.
You can limit it to the amount of events, if you wanted to.
Yeah, personally, Eddie, I think we can do this. Let's talk to Matt about it now. I think we need to go back to what we did before, which is we need on this page to put our own block in, which is a table which sets out what is effectively happening over the 6 weeks in different areas.
Okay.
So one view, isn't it? It's the screen we're looking at now that Matt's got up. That white space where it says one event found in your area, that should be replaced. So if the screen is as it is now, that should have a table in it, and in that table it should say we're running at these areas, and over the 6 weeks, this is where we are. I'm ticking. I'm in that area that week, that one that week, like Adam did or you did on the Staffordshire one a couple of years back.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool.
Would we be able to pull something in, Matt, that sort of, puts it by date and could it appear like that? Would it put it by date? Or?
What I'd have to say is, if we can get about 4 or 5 classes in there, I can see how it formats while it's pulling as priority, and then I can format this to line up, so it could just literally say soccer school date. We can lose, obviously, trainer, and then you could have book now, kind of over here. But I can show you. Would you want something more along? 1 second, bear with me. Something more like this. This is a different site. So this is like a job feed. So something like that. essentially.
No, that's it does the job, but it doesn't. It's what's the word? What's the word, Eddie? That's not. It's not pretty, is it? It's not bureaucratic looking.
You can say it looks shit. It's fine.
No. But what you've got for that site is probably perfectly fine. It's probably does the job. Job search. We're trying to sell a product, so it needs to look like that. But we need to have like a table of events, because even though, Matt, you're saying that, as I say, for half terms, it's going to be okay because there won't be that much going on, and it'll only be going on for 1 week. But the problem is going to arise when we get to Easter, and then it's going to definitely manifest itself massively in the summer, when that one event, this one here that we're looking at, will be running for 5 successive weeks or 6 successive weeks. So that's going to end up on there 6 times before you get to the next venue, and it's just going to look, again, it's going to have that long scrolling list that it's not customer friendly. And what we really need is a table in there, which we've created ourselves on the old site, which just says, this week we're at this venue, we're at these venues down the left hand side. Down across the top of the table it says week commencing this week, week commencing that week. So you've got the 6 weeks across the top, and then just a simple tick saying we're here this week, we're here that week, and so on. And then they click on it, and it takes them straight to that booking page.
Do you want to have a think, Matt, how you can make that look?
Yeah, like, well, the functionality is there for it to link through to the booking page and stuff. It's just how you want it to.
Yeah, which is important. Yeah, which
to build a table. You need a table of some description.
Yeah, like it is just literally a very rough. Let's get you some events on a page so people can see what they have.
Yeah, and it'll work. It'll work for half term because there won't be that much going on. But
yeah, like
can we not put our own table in on this page? Is there not an option for us to just add a table?
Yeah, if you want to do the work, you can kind of go on, add a block. So you've got.
As a temporary measure, we could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, you could. I would use the HTML tab and just put a table in, or you can.
Oh, so put it to design it on something else and just copy paste it into there. But will I be able to put some hyperlinks into that?
Yeah, like yeah. So yeah, so if you use the WYSIWYG event book, you can kind of select it. There's a link button. There we go. So you can kind of link stuff across. It's up to you how much work you want to do. I'd need to get probably about 5 events in there so I can see. It'd be easier to style up with about 5 events in.
Yeah.
It's hard to see a table without one.
The thing is, but I actually think as it currently is, as long as it works geographically, that it comes up with those closest to what the postcode you put in. But I might not have put a postcode in at this point because I might just be on the website and I might not have registered.
Well,
what would it do?
This is on your area, so it's pulling in any events set to that postcode. So if I change that block to my postcode on the block, you've got the ability to edit the postcode. So here, if I change that to my postcode, it will show all the events in mine. So see here, I've got 9 events. So
yeah.
So
see what that looks like. Look what that looks like now. So look. I'm in. That's what half term is going to look like. That's what half term holiday will look like.
To do that, we're going to have to kill this. Yeah, I'd need to format that whole block to make sure. So we'd want the button over here, kill some of these tabs.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Bring it up a bit.
Yeah. We can tighten it up quite a lot. Like obviously,
yeah, and that'll definitely work for the half terms. I think Easter you'll be struggling.
I think I agree with Kevin with everything on one page.
Yeah, I think we can create some sort of table, can't we, Matt? I think it's like it's whether we do it or whether you can do something that pulls the information in a little bit neater.
No, I can definitely tidy it up. It's just deciding on how you want it formatted, really. So if you wanted to say name, so you could have what type of course.
You could drop the thumbnails. Can you do that?
Yeah.
That'll give you more space,
it would just require some extra dev work on the block, really. That's all. So this was kind of like a added bonus, this feature, but we've kind of, I can definitely make that better.
Okay. Cool. So if we put that as a job, work in progress, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
So are we ready, good to go Friday? Or are you saying, are you going to turn it live Friday, check there's no bugs over the weekend? Or what's the plan, Matt?
Well, what do you want to do? Obviously, we need to make sure everyone's getting their payments first. So my concern is, like, you might have Kev and some of the other guys have set it up, but then you might have other people that go live and they're not connected, and there's panic stations, and you're all phoning me at 7:15 on Friday night, and I can't deal with you on that time. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's my only concern. But in terms of going live, we're happy that the system can go live. But how do you want to handle that migration? Because obviously we need to.
Shall we do it Monday then? So you're just saying, so you're on hand if anybody. I mean, at a certain point, we've got to go with it, and we've got to go with it. And there's only so much me and Sean can tell people they need to do things, but they've got to do it, haven't they? So
I appreciate that. I mean, one of the best ways to get something done is just go live with it, and then at least it forces you to get it sorted.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to be around for when we do go live. So if we did it on Friday and I'm away for the weekend, for example, then we've got panic stations. But yeah, so I would recommend switching the domain Sunday night. So at least Monday morning we come in and we've got a new site to work with.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah. Cool. There's a few things we need to do.
Where are you getting the data? Where are you getting the data from to put into here? You know, my customer data from.
I was given it a few months back, so.
Out of date.
Yeah.
Be out of date because I must have taken maybe a couple of hundred new customers over the summer.
We'll have to get another export from you. So
I think that's going to be the same for all of us, to be honest, Matt.
Yeah, you'll need to supply a new export then.
Okay. Should me and you just talk, and I can send another email out and make sure people do.
I'll test the payment thing. Oh, one other thing on that PayPal, Matt. Sorry, I thought we'd finished, but just while we're talking about this payment thing, that on the old site, that PayPal can sometimes be misleading. People won't pay online because they don't think they can because they haven't got a PayPal account.
Yeah, PayPal's crap for that.
can that button be changed to say pay by credit or debit card via PayPal?
We could probably wrap something around it. The problem you've got, obviously, is how clear it is on PayPal.
I've done the check out.
I mean, I know it's not very clear. It does when you go through, doesn't it? It says you can still use your credit and debit card. I know it's not very clear with PayPal.
Where does it say that?
Here, when you come through,
yeah.
see it says pay with debit.
Yeah, we can't control that. I can't do a lot with it.
Go back to the screen before that. Yeah, so what I'm saying is, see this button here, you've got the PayPal sign, and it says PayPal check vouchers. Can that PayPal say pay with your credit debit card here, rather than say PayPal? Because that gives people at that juncture, they're selecting PayPal check or voucher, and they'll more than likely check or not do it at all because they don't think they can do it on PayPal because they haven't got a PayPal account.
Well, why don't we just put PayPal or debit or credit card?
What, as another button?
No, not as another button, just it says PayPal or debit, credit card.
Yeah, it just needs to be clear that you can pay with your debit or credit card. You don't have to have a PayPal account.
Yeah. Okay.
Straight away for us, look at this.
Can't remember what it is. Let's have a look.
I mean, you've got the PayPal sign above Eddie, haven't you?
PayPal, credit card.
Maybe it's PayPal or
PayPal together, personally.
Debit or credit card. Debit, credit card. Yeah, it's I, missed the I out, Martin debit. And can you just put the O in lowercase? Cheers, mate.
What was it on childcare voucher? Yeah.
Put childcare voucher, yeah.
They need to populate a box on that one, don't forget.
And then check. Do you want to put anything like needs to be sent? That's fine. Say check offline payment.
Yeah, Kev just wanted another one in, just offline payment, didn't he? Because that was another one then, wasn't it?
Okay, that needs to be formatted and added in, but yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay, let's see what happens. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
So I'll stick a quid through in a bit and just make sure it comes through.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Okay, brilliant.
Cool.
So the data needs to be exported again, doesn't it?
Yeah. If me and Matt just quickly talk and just make sure, and I'll just send an email out on what people need to send to.
Yeah.
If they send it directly to you, Matt, yeah.
What's that, mate?
With the data.
Can you not do a whole group export for the whole system?
Okay, so you want me to get the data of everybody, yeah?
Does the system not pull? Can you not do a whole export from the system?
Yeah.
That'd probably be easier.
Oh, a whole export.
I would say it will be one of the last tasks. So probably if you want to give me Friday, it shouldn't be a problem.
I'll just double check if it pulls. I don't know if it can pull all the. I think it's just for our admin area of the existing site.
To be honest, Eddie, I mean, I wouldn't mind doing it myself because I could do some data cleansing as well because there's a lot of shit in there.
Mm.
Do you need it in an Excel spreadsheet, Matt?
Yeah, so we've got a little tool. I can't remember what it's called. Where's it gone? Import users. Yeah, so it's just a CSV. So we basically import them, and then it will just automatically send out the email. So it might be a job for when we go live, because at least then you've got a live site to go to.
Yeah.
All right. When you put it in, it'll automatically send out the email, will it, straight away?
Yeah, that's the only reason we haven't put it in now is because we didn't want to send an email saying this is your new website, and it's obviously that it's not live. So it will just literally send out an email as soon as they are set up as a user. It will just blast out the email.
Right. So do you want me to?
Can I have a look at what that email looks like?
Yeah, I'll go through all that stuff with Eddie and stuff, but I can pass that because like I said, it's not for me as simple as just saying right, switch the domain and go, because we want to make sure that the forms are linking to Infusion properly, and the emails that you're sending out on orders and like when the password goes out and stuff, we want to make sure that's worded as you want and stuff as well.
Just on the point of CRM systems, Matt, so when people fill out a web form or register, the franchisee will get a notification via email as well. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not everybody is obviously uses Infusion, or they've got their own CRM systems that they want to put the data into. So they'll still have the ability to put their data into their CRM system to communicate with their customers.
Yeah, it'll go straight. It goes as an email and just says you have a contact.
Yeah.
But again, I think it's worth testing that as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't want to come in Monday and I've got 20 people saying my forms don't work, my PayPal doesn't work, because I just won't be. We can't cope with it. So I would prefer everyone.
The thing is, Matt, a lot of them won't have an awful lot of evenings. It's only Eddie really that has a lot of work going on in the evenings and stuff. It won't be a big volume of evening courses. When it's going to get hairy is when people sit on it, and we're going into holiday courses in the end of October. That's when it will get a bit hairy, I think.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's where most people are going to be busy and using it the most.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. Well, we'll be here.
So don't book the week off. don't put the last 2 weeks of October off.
Yeah. He's already booked his flight now.
I got my own business. I can't have any holiday now. You can't have holiday now.
You're in a club.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. Happy, Kev?
Yeah. Well, it's gonna. We could. To be honest, forget it. No, I'm happy. Yeah, all right, I'm happy.
Can always be better. That's what we say. It has got flaws, we know, but obviously it's different to what you're used to. And but there's a saying: if you're not ashamed of your first piece of software, then you shouldn't be launching it. So.
Say that again.
Yeah, I mean, I said to Eddie yesterday, Matt, that you raised the point earlier that we've got two functions. One is evening courses and one is holiday courses. And I think the old system was geared up weighted more toward being functional for holiday courses, because that was probably proportion. I think for most franchisees, I don't know about Eddie, and I think for Eddie as well, I think proportionally that's the biggest chunk of business that we take online. And therefore it's more weight toward that. And what this is something that's more geared up to evening courses, that's been made to fit for holiday courses as an after event. I think personally it should have been done the other way around, but it is what it is now. We are where we are, so there's no point me harping on about it. It's done.
Yeah, there's always a way round. We'll find a way.
Yeah, but it's there's a degree of fitting a square peg into a round hole, but it's done. So we'll have to get on with it and see how it manifests itself. And a lot of the stuff we've talked about today will help. Will go quite a considerable way toward helping that out. The biggest thing for me is the way that basket looks. With the way everything's listed and itemised, that's not great.
I think what we've got now though, Kev, is a a website that people will land on. It looks more professional. It gives us more credibility. There's more trust through the site because the site looks better. It's mobile friendly. So there's lots and lots of pluses that the customer will get a better experience, and also I think people land if you put if we took the name Progressive Sports off the website, our existing website and the new website, and you asked 100 customers which one looks more professional, which one they would feel comfortable and confident booking through, then it would be the new website, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. The look and feel of the website from that perspective is a million miles further down the road. There's no question about that. But I personally feel that you guys, I'm not saying Matt, but more you and Sean, I personally feel that you two put the e-commerce thing on the back burner and didn't look at it until you were ready to launch, threw it across at someone like me and said, is this going to be okay? I'm throwing my toys out of the pram saying, no, it bleeding well isn't. And now everything's been, we spent the last year trying to fix that. And I don't think anybody looked at the back end enough, spent too much time looking at how professional and nice the front end was going to look, which is, and it is a good product, I'll give you that. But the back end is as important. It's an e-commerce site. We take a lot of money through it. And I don't think anybody gave it any due credence or gave Mac the right brief in the first place. That's my personal view.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not happy. So, but it is what it is. We've got what we got, and we'll make it work.
Yeah, we will. We've just got to move forward with it now, haven't we? And I think
if I'd have been doing it, Eddie, I would have given Matt the old e-commerce back-end site and said we need it to look like that.
Yeah,
that's what I would have done.
Well, in hindsight, I've said to Eddie, it would have been easy just styling up what you got now. But it depends.
That's what should have happened. You should have been given that back end because there was nothing wrong with it. And Matt, my concern is that we've now had to change the whole functionality around it unnecessarily, because ultimately, when you're selling things online, people want things to look the way they looked before. Existing customers, of which Eddie's probably got over 3,000 and I've got over 2,000 of these customers. And they'll want things to look the way they looked before. They won't want to have to figure out a new way around things, and they won't want things to look different. So I think there's a clanger's been dropped personally, and I think we will have a painful couple of months getting through it, but we will get through it, and once we've got through it, we'll be back to where we were. But I hope I don't lose any income over it in the October half term.
No. I'm confident you won't. I'm confident you won't.
Well, I hope that you'll be able to phone me up glibly at the first week of November and tell me I told you there was nothing to worry about. I hope that happens.
Yeah, I hope so as well. I'm confident, Kev. I am, honestly.
Right.
Honestly.
Okay. Let's see.
Cool.
Let's see. All right.
Brilliant. All right, lovely. Cheers, Matt.
Yeah, okay. Thanks a lot, Matt.
No worries.
Cheers.
See you later.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Cheers, Kev.
Cheers.
Yeah.